Hey everyone, this is Jared, back with another video for you. This is going to be a tutorial on how to make a iron farm in the Java version of Minecraft, version 1.20, and this will be during the survival mode, not creative mode like most other videos that I've seen out there. And this will show you how to get around all the random glitches and all the random things that can happen while you're playing survival mode. So let's get into it. So first, you'll need an area of 6 blocks by 7 blocks by 6 blocks deep. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure we're going to be at the bottom, and we will actually start by creating 2 walls on either side that were going to be 2 deep and 4 high. Then you will do the same to the back. You will create 1 deep and 4 high, and the front will actually be 2 deep as well, but you'll create a lip up top so you have an opening with the stairs that you were going to create as well in the front. And after all is said and done, what you should be left with when you're looking down is a block 3 by 3 opening at the very top. After that, we will end up placing beds down on the back wall. We'll have to place 3 because we need 3 of them for each village that we're going to set down here. Afterwards, we're going to place torches above 2 beds on either side, and we're going to place slabs on either side of those. Then you're going to place a trapdoor just to keep the villagers in place. And how I got away with being able to keep that trapdoor up a little bit higher was actually, as you see here, place another slab on top of another one and place that other trapdoor beyond that. And that will keep the villagers and zombie in their places. The next thing you'll want to do is create a hole on one side of the walls. It's going to be 2 by 2 by 2 deep, and you'll end up placing the hoppers on the very bottom, in which we'll end up cutting a hole under one of those hoppers. This is right here so we can place our chest for our iron to fall into. Next thing we'll do is put torches on the both bottoms and halfway up on each side of the doorways, as well as placing torches on each and every step as you make your way up your staircase, which after that you will end up topping it off with 2 trapdoors on either side that will then be used for the zombie to be trapped in when you get to that step. Next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to take our rowboat and we're going to end up placing this down here. Now, I don't know what the issue was. It was not letting me placing it down. So the way I was able to get around that was just by tearing out a hole in one side of the walls. Granted, I had to break the torches, but it's okay. It still allowed me to place it down, and you just dig your way out and then just go back around and just rebuild that side of the wall. Okay, now your next big task is to try and get a villager to basically get into your boat. As you see here, I have to constantly keep interacting with the villager to get them basically to follow you, because he's being an asshole. So after a while of trying to talk to him, he eventually got in the boat. And what you'll do is, what I did first was I built an entire path that was completely flat for the most part. No, it was going to be downhill or flat, and drug him all the way over to the farm area, whereas I will then toss him inside, basically. One of the tutorials that I saw was saying that you had to wait till nighttime before you break the boat and toss them inside. I found later on that this is not the case. You can just do this anytime. The way I was able to get him to finally fall asleep, though, was by covering all the holes, even the front where the trapdoor is, and just to basically hide all areas that they can go to and eventually give them a reason to fall asleep. And you'll see that this worked. Which afterwards I also covered up the top to make sure no zombies or enemies came in and killed the villager. As you see, it did take me 3 days in game time to get this all completely accomplished, because it takes a while to get the villagers, and I was under the impression that I had to do this at night, like I said, until I found out that it was not the case. But I did have to beat one of the villagers a couple times to basically knock him in the hole to eventually get him to go to bed later on. Be aware there will be some consequences if you are near a village and you have iron golems there, because they will constantly attack you. So that is something that did happen to me, so just be aware. Don't let that happen to you. Now, I'm not exactly sure how this worked, but all I did was cover up the holes because for some reason they would not go to sleep. So I just covered up any hole that they could basically see through or think they could escape through. And eventually they fell asleep. Now, after you finally get your villagers to go to sleep, the next step is going to be placing 4 cobblestones down in a straight line above the hoppers that you've built, and you'll place a single slab on each of those cobblestones as well. Then, after you get done with that, you're going to place a sign on either side, on each side of the cobblestone, one on one end, one on the other end. Then, after that, what you'll do is you'll place 2 more in the middle, but on the bottom row. Now, the way to get more to go further out is you have to crouch. It is very important that you crouch. Also, to put a full sign on top of that, you need to also crouch. So you see here, you have to look at it straight forward and crouch and place those 2 signs on top of each other, and that will basically create a box. And then, as you see here, you got lava now that will flow, and you only need 1 block of lava, or 1 source block of lava, and that will be all. Now you'll place a source block of water on each side on the back side of the pit, which will then force the golems to travel forward into the lava. Now, not exactly sure why this is important, but it is. What you will do is, if you're on a computer or PC, you'll right click, or on the gaming consoles, you'll do the L2, but you'll need to do this with a shovel around the entire perimeter. And as you see here, you got to make sure it's 7 blocks going from the pit itself on each side. So 7 out on one side, 7 on the other, all around the entire perimeter. Afterwards, that everything else should be set up. What you will do now is you just got to make sure you get your zombie, and like I said, this is survival mode, so it's kind of a pain in the ass to try and get a zombie while you have creepers and everybody else trying to kill you. But after you get this, and as you see, it takes a while to as you see, it does take me a little bit to finally get them down in there, but once he gets down in there, it automatically activates the farm, and as you see here, a golem appeared. And now, as soon as he gets completely burned alive, the iron ingots are actually going to fall down into the hoppers down there. Now let's see, this is what it looks like. As you see here, you got a zombie in the boat. That's what that boat is for. It's very important. It keeps them in there and keeps the villagers scared. Now let's see what it looks like when we get our ingots. As you see here, I had to actually look at the front 2 hoppers, so that's something to be aware of, because for some reason it just did not work out for me. So make sure you look at all your hoppers and then look in your chest and make sure you get everything. And here's another glitch that you've noticed. There's sometimes iron golems that spawn on the outside, and this is just how I handle them. I'll smack them a little bit and then have to just walk around until they fall in there and eventually burn to death, and you'll still get your ingots, so that's perfectly fine. Here's another one that I had an issue with, the golem spawning on the outside on the other staircase getting to your chest. So what I did, I just built a staircase further away, and it helped solve that issue. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was very informative, especially playing on survival in Minecraft and to get your own iron farm. If you guys liked the video, please give it a like, and also give a subscribe too. That way you can see my new videos that will be coming out here very soon. I think you will enjoy it very much. I'll talk to you guys later. Happy crafting!